I appreciate the responses, and we're looking forward to, we're going to inform you about what's going to happen with this whole Alumni Giving Network, and we're excited about the process. But let me first properly introduce myself. You guys all know Uncle Ronald. I am the current Director of Outreach and Alumni Engagement for Just Leadership. As you know, we are a national criminal justice reform organization. We are committed to decarcerating America by educating, elevating, and empowering the people and communities most impacted by the criminal legal system and systemic racism. We will empower the leaders to drive, amplify, and sustain the kind of policy reform that builds thriving, sustainable, and healthy communities. Although we are national in scope, we certainly seek to be local in impact. And we are very proud. We are very proud to announce you guys and have you here today. We're excited to tell you that you all can come join today and learn more about Just Leadership's Alumni Giving Network. But before we start, allow me to take a minute to address a couple of housekeeping items. This information session will run about a half an hour, and we will share the recording with you afterwards. If you run into any tech issues, bring them up in the chat box and someone from our team will be in touch to help you. Feel free to interact with us and the other alumni in the chat throughout this whole session. For any questions you want me to address on video, put them in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen and we will get to them at the end. If you go along the bottom row, you see a Q&A box. I think it's on the right-hand side of the bottom toolbar. If you haven't yet, answer the poll. It looks like almost everyone has responded, so we have closed the poll. As members of Just Leadership's alumni community, I know we will all be investing in the leadership of others. We all believe in that. That's one of our core principles we learned from the very beginning, invest in the leadership of others. And through the Alumni Giving Network, each of you will have a chance to create a legacy that helps new generations of our leaders. Today, you will get to learn more about the network from our amazing Director of Development, Mina, Abdul-Majid, and myself. You will get to hear from some all-star alumni who are already giving back, and you will get to ask questions and share your ideas in the chat. But first, let me give you an overview of the program. Just Leadership's Alumni Giving Network was inspired by the suggestions of alumni and from our shared values as Just Leadership alumni, and from a current fellow, that investing in the leadership of directly impacted people is crucial in decarcerating America. Since I know you share this belief with us, I hope you are excited to have a chance to create a legacy that expands access to Just Leadership programs and helps new generations of Just Leadership fellows. There are 3 easy ways to get involved. First, become a monthly donor. If you pledge a monthly donation of $10 or more to give back to Just Leadership. Second, become a Just Leadership champion and commit to hosting a fundraiser. This is a fun way to get your network informed and involved with Just Leadership. It's also the most effective way for you to give back. And I'm gonna be hosting one of these parties. I'm gonna be inviting all you guys, so stay tuned for the invitation. Third, you can help Just Leadership expand our network and our national reach by recruiting an organization to participate in our Emerging Leaders Training for 2022. This includes your organization if you have your own nonprofit. We would love to partner with you. So it's easy for alumni to give back to Just Leadership. Give, fundraise, or recruit partners. If you want to really be an MVP, then do all 3. If you want to run with Uncle Ronald, you got to do at least 4. I'm going to tell you the 4th one after I do it. With your help, we can reach our goal for 2021 and get over 50% of Leading with Conviction alumni to participate. So this is going to be a powerful, powerful way to give back, a powerful way to invest in the leadership of our future leaders and to create a legacy for yourself of giving back. You know what they say, paying it forward. So you're giving it back. But at this time, I would like to have our Director of Development, Mina, give you explanation on how to start fundraising and giving. So Mina, would you please introduce yourself and share your thoughts with the audience?
Hi, Ronald. Thanks for having me. Thanks for introducing me. I'm really excited to be here today with all of you. to talk about this really exciting new alumni giving network at Just Leadership USA. So a little bit about me. My name is Mina Abdul-Majid. I'm the Director of Development, and I'm a part of a team of total of four amazing people. And I joined the organization back in 2018. So I may or may not have met some of you. We may have seen each other at forums or other events back when we were in person. But if I haven't met you, I really look forward to getting to know you more. You're muted.
I was muted. All right, before we move on, I gotta acknowledge Teresa Hodge. Thanks for joining, Teresa, one of my 2015.
Oh yes, I know Teresa.
Hey, Teresa, she is the brain behind R3 Score, which created a whole new level of credit score applications for people with directly impacted backgrounds. I'm glad with all that technical wizardry you got, Teresa, I'm glad you could figure out how to log on to this webinar. Thank you for joining. And at this time, Amina, would you tell us where exactly does this money go?
Yes, good question. So all donations from the Alumni Giving Network go to the areas of greatest need within the organization. Then that's to make sure that every dollar raised is making the most impact possible. Right now, Just Leadership's #1 focus is expanding access to our leadership development and training programs. So your donations and your fundraising efforts will support future emerging leaders trainings and provide the resources needed to support our Leading with Conviction forums, as well as our cohorts.
And just so you guys, for you guys who may not be keeping up with what we're doing around emerging leaders, we have expanded it to a 2-day training now. So it's like, and it's on steroids. So it's way above and beyond what you may remember if you went through. So we hope that you would invest in our emerging leaders program. So with that said, Amina, where can alumni go to start donating?
Okay, great. So I'm going to share my screen so everyone can follow along with me, but also someone from my team is going to pop in the chat the website just so you can, from your computer, you can go to it yourself. So, all right. So in the chat, you should have received the link that goes to the Alumni Giving Network page. The Alumni Giving Network page is specific to our alumni, so it's separate from our regular donation page. However, you could reach the page from our regular jlusa.org website. So I'll just do that right now. You just go to the top left drop-down menu, and under leadership, there's the Alumni Giving Network. And this takes you to the Alumni Giving Network homepage. And this is where you can read all about it. It talks about the many different ways, as Ronald already mentioned, of how do you participate by becoming a monthly donor, by becoming a JLUSA champion, which is, potentially hosting fundraisers for us. And lastly, by recruiting partners to participate in our Emerging Leaders program that Ronald referenced earlier. So this is the page. If you're already there, you can scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see the donation page and the different options. And again, this page is specific to alumni giving and separate from our general donation page. Also, where you see the Become a JLUSA Champion, if you click on the interest form here, you'll be taken to a form. And this is where, if you're interested in hosting a fundraiser, which after this webinar, I hope you are inspired to sign up and become a JLUSA champion. And once you fill out this form, you'll hear back from someone on our team, and we will be able to provide you with all the resources and support necessary to make your fundraiser as successful as possible.
Well, that's definitely helpful, because I want to do a fundraiser myself, and I was going to ask you, what's the process for doing that? But thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So what else? What else can they do to get started?
So in terms of starting a fundraiser, our goal is to make this as easy and seamless as possible for our alumni. So like, as I said already, every alum that fills out the JLUSA champion form receives a Jail USA fundraising toolkit. They'll also get access to your own personalized donation page. And you also get support from the development team for fundraising ideas and any troubleshooting. So I'll just go through the fundraising toolkit right now. So right now, this is just in a Google Doc form, but when you receive it, it'll be as a PDF. But this is basically the fundraising toolkit that you'll receive after signing up to become a champion. And in the toolkit, it has different sort of, examples, different methods of starting a fundraiser, the different, incentives you want to provide. It also gives you an idea of how do you set a goal for your fundraiser. And also, most importantly, how do you make sure you thank your donors? How do you keep your donors engaged? And like I said, we will, if you have other thoughts, we're here with you throughout this to answer any questions and provide any support that you need. And also at the end of this is a FAQ document in the toolkit that will provide answers to many of, some common questions. So go back here. So as I said before, we would, Facebook fundraisers are some of like the easiest ones. If you have a Facebook account, it's really easy to start, and you'll hear from one of our alums later on this evening that talks about how she was very successful. So we'll help, set that up with you. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll also set up a personalized donation page for you. And this is great because it allows all of us to help track donations to make sure that you're getting credit for all the donations that you solicit on our behalf, and as well as to make sure that who in your network is giving so that you can thank them appropriately.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just wanted to give some ideas, just to throw out some ideas for fundraisers. So, some popular ones, you can fundraise for your birthday. Another one is if you're, into fitness, you can run your own 5K. Or I know, Ronald, you have a fitness type of fundraiser idea that I think could be fun.
Absolutely. Especially for the guy. I mean, I definitely want the women to chime in, but the guys, you guys can probably remember this when we were in the joint, if you were in the prison, that we used to have push-up contests. And we used to have holiday push-up contests, and we would go around and get donations from the guys in the inside. For every push-up we did, they would donate whatever, or for every 10 push-ups, they would donate a couple of dollars. And we'd go around and get the population to sign. So I would challenge you guys to do a push-up contest for those of you that can still do push-ups.
Yeah, go for it. I will definitely be sitting out of that kind of contest because I will raise no money. But yeah, no, that's an awesome idea. I mean, the whole purpose is to just do something that's fun for you, that resonates with you, that resonates with your community, your family and friends, and just have fun with it. I mean, that's really the goal, is to just have fun while at the same time supporting a cause like Just Leadership.
Well, so I mean, a lot of us are squeamish about fundraising. I know I always hated the fundraiser. I hated to even ask for money. So what are some of your best advice or some of your best suggestions to our audience for fundraising?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's normal. A lot of people, feel uncomfortable asking, talking about money, asking for money. But when you're talking with that's why we want to focus the fundraiser for like your family and friends, because these are people that know you, that love you and support you. So it's a little bit easier, right, when you're starting with friends and family. But in terms of like advice, I mean, the number one thing is people will not give if you do not ask. So you shouldn't just assume that people are going to give just because you talk about something that you really care about. Like you talk about Just Leadership all the time. It doesn't automatically mean they'll give. So you do have to ask. And many times people are very, eager and enthusiastic about supporting people they care about and and their causes. And, the other advice I would get is you want to celebrate every donation, no matter how big or small, it all matters. And we want to make sure our donors feel good. Because when they feel good, they want to, continue to support. And also, you all are all, natural advocates and activists. So, use it as a chance to educate people about just leadership, as well as educate people about the work that you're doing and all your efforts to decarcerate across the country, and also to, educate people about the importance of investing in directly impacted leaders. So show people your passion, ask, and they will want to support.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, I follow you guys around all on Facebook and around the country and see the work that you're doing. So you guys are doing amazing work. And I don't think you, and if you notice my emails, I always say own your greatness, because I don't think you guys lift yourselves up enough in the greatness and the work that you're doing. And so if you share with your network and your family and your friends about, if you're trying to do this fundraising, and share with them the work that you're doing, the humanity of the work that you're doing. People like to invest in, humanistic things, because it makes them feel like they are recognizing their social duty. So I would ask you guys to contribute, to express yourselves to your network and ask them to join you. Mm-hmm. So Mina, tell us, as an organization, how is Just Leadership here to help and support those who want to do this fundraising effort?
Yes. So the most important thing about the Alumni Giving Network that we want to stress, especially when it comes to becoming a champion and hosting a fundraiser, is that we want to make sure that you know that you are not alone, that you have a full team behind you and with you. So I just wanted to show the team of 4. This is the development team at Just Leadership. And so we're all here to support you and brainstorm with you for your fundraisers. You'll see Bridget and Kristen are our AGN fundraising advisors. They are sort of like the point people when it comes to setting up the fundraiser, doing the brainstorming and guiding you throughout the process. But you have the full support of all 4 of us throughout.
Well, that is great. Appreciate that, Mina. And thank you for such a powerful presentation and for being such an informative director. I'd like to also thank our audience for listening and for participating in this process. Remember, if you have any questions, put them in the Q&A section below, and Mina will be back at the end of our session to answer your questions. Yep. And I hope you guys have some powerful questions. Did you want to say anything before we transition, Mina, to the?
Nope, that's it. Just thank you guys for, listening and for just being here. And I look forward to answering your questions later on.
Thank you. At this time, I want to do what I call spotlight a leader. We have, you guys are all amazing, fabulous leaders, but I want to take this opportunity to highlight a couple of particular leaders who are, unique to us and special to us in the way that they do their donation work around Just Leadership and work. And the first one I'd like to introduce to you is Couture Heron. She is a 2019 Leading with Conviction Fellow, alumni, and she is a monthly donor for Just Leadership USA. If y'all don't know Couture, hey, y'all better Google her. Y'all better ask somebody, because she the real deal. She out of Louisville, Kentucky. She ran the whole voting rights. She helped run the voting rights restoration project down there. She's powerful for the juvenile justice issues, and she twists Just Leadership's arm to come down and work with, and we love her to death. So Couture, would you please introduce yourself and talk to the audience about your giving?
Yes, thank you, Uncle Ronald, and the Just Leadership team for having me this evening. As he said, my name is Couture Heron, and I'm located here in Louisville, Kentucky. And honestly, it's crazy. When I first was introduced to Just Leadership USA, I actually went to an emerging leaders training, and I remember my folks was like, "You got to go to this training," and I was like, "It's on the weekend. You got to dress up. Who are these people? Like, this is wow, this is crazy." And so just spending that weekend, I had a chance to meet Deanna and Uncle Ronald and Mama Teresa, as I call her, and David, and I mean, just the whole team. And in that moment, I knew that that this organization was something different. And at that moment, my life was changed. And so I stayed in contact with the network, and ended up applying to go through the Leading with Convictions training. And I am proud to say I am a 2019 alum. And it's crazy because the training that we went through, it was so informational, it was so empowering. And what I realized is that I already had the tools, but Just Leadership gave me the confidence to lead. And little did I know the events that happened in 2020 locally here with the murder of Breonna Taylor and the murders of several other people across the nation, that I was called to lead in my community. And I did not know or realize that the things that I was learning in 2019 was preparing me for 2020. And I literally took the information from learning about policy, and how to do policy, and the best ways to touch on those values of people who would normally oppose the things that we wanted to do. I took all of that information and literally just stepped into the leadership role, and I'm just thankful for that. And I will say this: I'm a very modest donor, and it was really when I was last year I was awarded the Leading with Conviction award. And it's crazy because I was given this award, but I feel like that it was this organization that gave me the tools to lead. And so as I was writing my speech for that, at that moment, I was like, I really need to be doing more for this organization and giving back. And so it was that point that I decided that I wanted to be a donor, to give back. And so I just think that for folks who have gone through the program or who have been touched, even by the 2 or 3 day training, I think it's important. We have to pour into the people who pour into us. And I think that the mission and the goals, and then also the people who are in the network who've already gone through the training, the current people who are working at the organization, really embody and uplift the things that we need to see across this nation. And so for those reasons is the reasons why I give. And I offer to you all and I challenge you all to also give, whether it's $5 a month, $30 or $100 or whatever it is, or maybe it's a one-time donation in a year. But I just urge you to give back as well.
Thanks so much, Couture. Couture she's the gift that keeps on giving. We appreciate you so much because you're such a talented person. You're such a powerful force out in the work doing this work around advocacy, and we sure appreciate your contributions to the organization.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we look forward to working with you again. So don't be a stranger. You know I'll be in touch. So at this time, I'd like to put a spotlight on a second Just Leadership leader. And this person, Deborah Wright, she is a current Leading with Conviction Fellow in the 2021 cohort. She's my homie. She's from Michigan, and I knew her before she got into the program. When she applied, I was so excited. And when she got accepted, I think I was more excited than she was. And glad to have you, Deborah. She has already given back as a fellow in the program. She hosted a fundraiser, a Facebook fundraiser for Just Leadership for her birthday about maybe a month or two ago. And it was successful. So I tip my hat to you. Thanks for your initiative and your creativity. Would you introduce yourself and talk to the audience about what you do?
Hi, thanks, Ron. And thanks for inviting me, everybody. This is just such an honor to do this. My name's Deborah Wright. I live in Jackson, Michigan. I'm from the Ann Arbor area mostly. I am formerly incarcerated. I have a D prefix. And, it's been a long time ago, but you guys know, it sort of never leaves, right? So I don't know, about 7, 8 years ago, I really just started wanting to do something to give back. I've always done projects and that kind of thing. And I'm working with Nation Outside here in Michigan, a group of formerly incarcerated people working to really elevate our voices and give people a seat at the table. So I'm honored to be able to do that. And I did the Emergent Leaders training a few years ago, live and in person. It's hard to remember those days sometimes, in Detroit, and that was amazing. I felt like it really gave me a lot of insight and really sharpened the skills that I had, gave me some new skills just in terms of leadership. Then I applied for the Just Leading with Conviction training, and I'm just so honored to be in that. So my birthday was March 22nd, which was on a Monday, and that weekend before we had a training. So that whole weekend, because we're the first virtual training and obviously the best cohort ever. I've done Facebook fundraisers before, and I just was, I was thinking on Thursday night, what can I do? And so I just put together a Facebook fundraiser for Just Leadership. It was a ton of fun because every time we got on, they knew that I was going to remind them of my birthday fundraiser, right? Uncle Ron was there. He heard it. And it really was an opportunity for me to meet some new people. And so I did that. Every time we had a session, I got on and I reminded people to donate. And we raised, a little chunk of money for Jail USA, which was really nice. It's really important to me. I really feel like now is the time that criminal justice is going to change, right? You can feel the rumble around the country. Things are ready. People are ready. People are tired of the way that we've been doing business. And I really feel like Just Leadership is the one organization that is positioned to really make change because they do have a national scope, but such a local impact. And I've seen them over the years work around the country and do this in Flint, and help out in Jackson when we were having, housing issues, and work across the country to really do different things. And I really feel like that's what it's going to take to make change, permanent change in this country. So it was just on my heart to do something. I mean, I'm in this year-long free training. And so I just thought, what better than to raise some money and to give back to Jail USA. And I also am a monthly contributor. I just started today because I've been meaning to do it, but it's one of those things that's so easy to just fall off your radar. So, and so I'm happy to give back to an organization that I just think is great. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of this organization.
And Deborah, we're grateful that you're part of this organization as well. Thank you for your contribution, for your leadership, and for the work that you do. And for your ambition, for you to think that 2021 is the best cohort. You're very ambitious, and
And I'm right too, Deborah, right.
And I'm looking at the chat box, and Ronald Pierce from New Jersey, he said he begs to differ. 2020 was virtual with the exception of the first weekend. And of course, he said they're the best cohort. I'm just telling you, I've seen all the cohorts. How many of you have seen all of them? So I'm just drawing from my actual experience.
But I just learned too that me and Couture share a birthday. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We have to do something this coming year. Okay. Definitely.
You guys make sure you connect and do that.
We will do that. We're gonna get some money.
At this point, I would like to, before we conclude with the Q&A, I would like to give a shout out to a couple of other alumni. I first like to give a big thank you to Couture and Deborah for joining me today and leading the way for the Alumni Giving Network. You guys are superstars, you track stars, you're running around making it happen, and we truly appreciate you. And I also want to give a big shout out to other alumni who have already joined the network and who have become monthly donors. Dale White, he's a 2016 graduate from Tallahassee, Florida. And Mark Rennick, he's a 2018 Leaders with Conviction graduate from Boise, Idaho. And opposite ends of the country, but you guys are bringing us together in the center and making this advocacy work happen. I'm so proud to be part of this network with both of you. Now, at this time, I want to bring Mina back so we can answer the questions that you may have. I haven't looked at the Q&A box, but we want to hear from you. And so I'm going to get Mina back so we can answer any questions you have. If you have questions, just submit them in the Q&A section and we will answer them. Mina?
Yeah, so I haven't seen the questions either.
Oh, there are no questions. I just opened.
Yeah, no questions so far.
Okay.
You guys were too good. You answered all the questions.
Yeah, either that or they watching CNN or something while they on this webinar. No question. Nobody have any questions? I love the comments in the chat.
Yeah, the chat is all fired up.
Chat been live. Well, there being no questions, we'll wrap up real quick right here. Do we have any housekeeping issues, Bridget, or our team? Do you guys got anything you want to say? Any parting comments, Mina, and any housekeeping matters?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll add is, just looking at the chat, like I'm really excited to see all the excitement that you guys have for each other. And I think like that's why this network is so strong and so amazing. And just like seeing sort of the brainstorming that you guys have of coming up with friendly competitions. I mean, let's do it. We're here to help support that. And any other ideas that you have, we're with you. So thank you all.
Absolutely.
And we actually did get one final Q&A.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
He wants to know if you watch CNN during Zooms, Ronald.
Joseph Calderon from California asked, Ron, do you watch CNN during Zoom? Of course I don't. Yeah, I gave you up, Joe. I gave you up since you asked me that question. But no, I've never watched CNN during the webinar. Go figure. Any other questions, comments, concern, housekeeping matters? I see another. Is there no? Oh no. Okay. Well, there being none, we'll conclude this with our deepest and humblest gratitude for each and every one of you, for the contributions you make, for the work that you do, for the changes that you make in your community, for being great leaders and stepping up to the plate and helping us decarcerate America. I'm Ronald Simpson Bay, Uncle Ronald, affectionately known, your national hype man. And thanks for coming. We'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye.